It's an honor for me to address the Model Youth Parliament. I wish I could have been there, but unfortunately, I had prior commitments due to which I couldn't join you. I want to talk to you about transforming India, and I want to give you an eightfold path to transforming India, and you will find out that it's the eightfold path to transforming yourself. The first thing I want to tell you is that transforming India is a marathon. It's not a 100-meter sprint. You can't change things overnight or in months. It takes years, decades, and sometimes lifetimes. So you need to prepare and pace yourself accordingly. It needs stamina, endurance, determination, patience, and training. By way of a small bit of advice, I want to offer you an eightfold path. The eight things that you need to do in order, or the eight things that you can do in order to transform India and in that process transform yourself. The first step is to find the right balance between self interest and public interest, between selfishness and altruism, between thinking for yourself, your family, and thinking for the nation. Swinging to either extreme is dangerous. You must find your own right balance. I call this the balance between swartha, your own interest, and parartha, the interests of others. Only when you find the right balance will you be ready to take on the remaining steps of this journey. The second step, I would say, is to have the right faith in the loftiness and the moral legitimacy of the Republic of India. It is the Republic that guarantees our liberty, that upholds our pluralism, and that protects our democracy. Do not believe ignorant or ideological critics who run down the Republic. Our Republic is not perfect, but it is better than the other options. It is up to every one of us, it is up to each generation to strengthen and improve the working of our Republic. The third step is for us to learn the right ideas. Take the effort to understand and promote good ideas. Good ideas in public affairs come from the scientific method, from economic reasoning, and from open mindedness, not from dogma, not from authority. Beware of your own intuition. The next step is to do the right politics. Politics itself is not a bad word. It is bad people who make bad politics. But good people can do good politics. When good people do good politics, politics becomes better. So you must do good politics. Join political parties, but don't give up your goodness. The next step, the fifth step, is the right organization. You can't achieve public outcomes by fighting alone, by being a lone wolf. You must gather the right team around you. You must form the right organization. The right organization must have the right mission, the right objectives, the right capabilities, and the right kind of support structure. You must do this. You can create it yourself, or you can join the right networks. You don't have to fight this alone. The next step, step six, is the right contribution. Some people have more knowledge, some people have money, others have more time. Contribute what you can. You don't have to do everything. You can stand for an election, you can join political campaigns, or you can donate money to people who stand for elections and do political campaigns. You can volunteer in their efforts. You can join NGOs and institutions which try to improve our politics. You don't have to do everything, but do what you can, and that is your right contribution. The seventh step is what I call the right voting. You must vote in every election, every time. There is no excuse for not voting. Most of us have lived at a time when we've sort of dissociated ourselves from the Republic, where we've seceded from our Republic. And the first step of getting back into our Republic or getting back our Republic is by voting. I can't overstate this. I can't emphasize this enough. Vote. The last step, the eighth step, is the right engagement. Keep in touch with your member of parliament. Keep in touch with your member of your legislative assembly. Keep in touch with your municipal councillor. And keep in touch with your gram panchayat if you happen to live in villages. Keeping in touch with the member of government at the lowest rung of republic is more important than keeping in touch with other people. So your municipal councillor, your gram panchayat member is far more important to our civic life than what the prime minister or the chief minister or the MP or the MLA does. Don't ignore the engagement at the lowest level of government. The lowest level of government is probably the highest in importance. And when you engage, keep reminding them about the issues that you care about. Now you can use online methods, social media. online media, internet. You can use post, you can write letters to them. You can go and meet them and tell them what you think. Believe you me, political parties and politicians are very, very keen to hear what you have to say, especially what you, the youth, the voters of the future, have to say. I want to congratulate you in closing on choosing this path of attending the Model Youth Parliament. You have taken the first step by showing up, throwing up your hand and saying that yes, you are interested. I want you to consider the eightfold path which I gave you. And if it works for you, I want you to work on it. And I wish you the very, very best in transforming India and transforming yourself. Thank you.